I'm doing these videos just to help people to get into the habit of not getting caught up in overthinking. So I hope these videos add value to your life. So I'm going to do this particular one. I'm going to do probably a number of videos on this particular subject just to get you into the habit of making this a concept in your mind, so that I'll tell you how to do this in so many different ways, but eventually it's all going to lead back to the same thing. It's creating a bit of peace and quiet in your mind. So the last video that I done was called taking control of your attention. Now it was split up into 8 or 9 different videos, but there's one specific video that covers the whole thing. I think it's about 10 minutes. So this is in relation to that, because I done that particular video on that because I wanted to reach out to people that I found were getting caught up in, comparing. They were feeling bad, and then they were feeling good, and now I'm feeling bad again. So I like watching videos on TikTok of people that are expressing how they're struggling, and I see patterns to these things. So this is just kind of to get you into the habit of quieting down your mind and not looking for answers. So if I was to title this one, I would say stop looking for answers, if it was going to be a title. So basically, how I help people to change how they feel is I just kind of move their attention, somewhere else. And if I was to title what I do, I'd say I was a professional attention shifter. I'm able to move people's attention somewhere else where it's going to feel better. So I'd like you to be able to understand a little bit about what I do, and that I am using it on myself. So I am talking the talk and walking the walk. And as best you can, to try and stop looking for answers, looking for evidence of why you're feeling bad, because that can be actually the problem itself. So the solution that you're trying to use to help yourself to feel better can become part of the problem. And this came to my mind when I was watching a guy. He was doing a video, and he was saying that he was feeling fine, and then he woke up that morning and he's back feeling terrible again, and he doesn't understand it. It's like, why is this back now? And I just want to tell everybody that I'm feeling like this, and it's great that people are reaching out like this and talking about it, because it's getting it off their chest. And but there's still, I find that there's something missing that could possibly help them to not get caught up in the overthinking, because that feeling sustains itself if you start looking for answers. So if you come up with a reason why you're feeling bad, that in itself can start to influence how you feel. And when you're feeling bad, your bad feelings start to influence your thinking, and you can get stuck on this recursive loop of thinking and feeling. So every story has an ending. It has a beginning and an end, and some stories have bad endings. And bad endings stir up bad feelings. If the story has a good ending, it stirs up good feelings. If the story has no ending, it doesn't stir up any feelings. Now, if a story has no ending, like if you don't have an answer, that can be a problem if people feel that they need to know. So looking for an answer to why you're feeling bad, if you don't know, that can be even worse for some people, because they think they need to know why they're feeling bad. And even if you do find out where you're feeling bad, that can become part of the problem, because at least you know now, and that qualifies that the feeling is there for a reason, and it might not be helpful. So I'm just trying to get across. I know there is people out there that have stuff going on, genuine stuff. I'm not minimizing it in any way. I know there's people out there that do have ADHD diagnosed and medically, but I'm trying to figure out, like, could you start to apply this way of thinking to your life and see, does the problem start to dissipate and dissolve and evaporate? So I'm going to talk a little bit more about this, not finishing the story, not looking for answers, and just being quiet in your mind, because you'll find that if you look at kids, they don't suffer an awful lot at a certain age when something bad happens, because they don't have the ability to tell stories, or they're not curious of, why was I feeling bad yesterday? There must be some reason, maybe there's something wrong with me. They're not doing that. What they are doing is just continuing on their day, and they're not kind of rehearsing what happened, or they're not looking to see what's going to happen tomorrow. So they don't have any stories in your head. If you ask a kid at a certain age, like I'm talking about really young, what are you thinking about? They'll just go, nothing. Just like observing what's in front of me. So it might be just as simple as you getting to the point where you can quieten down your mind and stop looking for evidence. Because I find that works for me, is that I'm not thinking about tomorrow or the next day or last week or next week or what things mean. I'm just kind of evaluating things that are in front of me. And I know that even if someone says to me, what do you think is wrong with me? I can give you my opinion, but my opinion is not a fact. I can give you a story that has that will make sense, and it has a beginning and an ending on it, and that can be very counterproductive, you know. So as best you can, I always want to give you something to take away from the videos. As best you can, seeking you to shut up for a while in your head, be quiet, and not finish off the story. And if you feel the urge to finish off the story, put an ending on it, that a better ending that stirs up better feelings. Because whatever ending you put on that will stir up feelings, and it's just a story. Without the story, there's no meaning, and without the meaning, there's no feeling. So keep an eye on this channel. I'm going to keep doing more videos like this that's a little bit outside the box of the normal way of just, you know, advice is great, logical advice is great. I'm going to try and go a little bit deeper on this without going too sophisticated, because I can nerd out on this stuff a little bit too much. So I'm going to try and give you little bits of advice, logical advice that's just a little bit outside the box, but just enough for you to be able to grasp it and put it into action. So let me know if there's any questions that you have. And you can go to the channel and get the long versions of all the videos that I do. I always chop them up because people have a short attention span, and you have to kind of get the message across in a minute. So this one is like 6.5 minutes. So I'll shut up now and I'll end it, and I'll try and make the little ones a little bit shorter. And if you're interested in the long stuff, go to my YouTube channel or just go on to whatever you're watching this on, and you'll see the long version of all my videos.